It is time.
So this is Wax Similacra by the Mars Volta. I think I first heard this song in 2008 when me and Zach, the guitar player in my band, we both delivered pizza. And he was training me, and he put on the album that this is on, the Bedlam and Goliath. And it was just too much for me at the time. And a lot of things that go on to become my favorite things, I start off not liking.
Me too.
Yeah, right. This whole album is just like on 11 the whole time, and it's just like, damn, like they can't even chill for like a second. But this band would go on to become just like one of my all-time favorites. I've gone through like multiple periods of time where like the Mars Volta is all I've listened to for months, and unfortunately, I got into them like right when they broke up. But we're getting back together, and I have tickets to see him in Philly in September.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Do you know about the backstory behind this album?
I know that there's a bunch of weird stuff about them recording the album and then, like, them not having, like, a bunch of, I don't know how to describe it. Like, the studio was haunted or something, and, like, crazy stuff happened.
Well,
and they like almost lost the whole album or something.
Yeah, I actually took the liberty to look up what this album was all about, and here's a quick story that I think you'd find super interesting, and it'd be really, really nice to listen to before we jump into this. So on a trip to Jerusalem, one of the members, Rodriguez Lopez, purchased an archaic Ouija-style talking board at a curio shop as a gift for Bixler Zavala, one of the other members. They would return to their tour bus after shows to play with this Ouija-style talking board during their 2006 tour with Red Hot Chili Peppers. So wait, they must have been gigantic then. You're touring with them, right? Yeah. And it quickly became the band's post-show ritual to play around with this talking board. They called it the Soothsayer, and the board revealed stories and gave names and made demands. And as the band was contacted by 3 different people who appeared in the form of one who was then referred to as Goliath. So the more the band interacted with the Soothsayer, otherworldly coincidences began plaguing the band's experience writing and recording. The Bedlam and Goliath, Blake Fleming, their drummer at the time, quit mid-tour and left the band with financial troubles. Bixler Zavala, another band member, wound up needing surgery performed on his foot due to the shoes he'd been wearing, forcing him to relearn how to walk post-surgery.
Good night.
Audio tracks sporadically disappeared from the group's hard drives. Rodriguez Lopez's home studio flooded and was subject to multiple power outages, and the album's original engineer went through a nervous breakdown, leaving behind all the previous work with no notes as to where anything was. The engineer who quit stated that Rodriguez Lopez, he said, "I'm not going to help you make this record. You're trying to do something very bad with this record. You're trying to make me crazy, and you're trying to make people crazy." That's what their original engineer who quit said to him. Rodriguez Lopez was on the brink of restarting the record from scratch, but eventually kept on after recruiting Robert Carranza as a replacement engineer alongside assistants with Lars Stalfors and Isaiah Abolin. Midway through the recording sessions, Rodriguez Lopez broke the Soothsayer in half and buried it in an undisclosed location as an attempt to undo the curse and halt these unforeseen tragedies. Rodriguez Lopez swore to never give away the location of the burial and also asked the band to never speak of it again during the remainder of the album's production.
That's creepy.
So just wanted to give the backstory behind the Bedlam and Goliath. So, why don't we just jump right in?
It's crazy.
Damn. Their drummer is just a monster. Look at that big microphone.
Mike, what do you think?
Watching this makes me think about your other pick, Sam, which was Hideaway by Jacob Collier. And one of the things we were talking about that song was that it was like a hyper-maximalist sound, right? It was like literally just bombarding you with the most that you can fit. It was like they're literally like, I'm imagining like you're trying to put like 1,000,000 pounds of something in this tiny jar and you're like jumping on the top of it to try and get the top on, right? Or when you're trying to overpack like a luggage bag. And so when I listened to this song, that I was getting that same feeling of that other pick that you brought, because I was just like, holy shit, like you're right. They're literally at a 10. They come out the gate as a 10. They keep it at a 10, and then they just go to 11. There's no like lull in the action. They're just right in there, coming at you, fist flying. And it made me really think about other bands that I know that are kind of hyper-maximalists like that as well. I refer to Domi and J.D. Beck as that too. I use that phrase to describe their music because they're just with what they're doing. It's a hyper-maximalist way to do it where, she's playing 1,000,000 different things and he's just going all over the place and they just don't stop. It's like this whole thing, right? And it sounds relentless. I like the different dynamics in the vocals. I like how they place the vocals a little bit less in the mix to kind of let like everything else shine. It wasn't like all about the vocals, which I really liked. And I've actually never really listened to this, and I really want to listen to the whole rest of the album. This is fucking epic. What do you think, EJ?
Yeah.
Oh, go on, Sam.
Oh, I was just going to say what you just said about the maximalist approach. The three examples you brought up are like, it's interesting how they're all very different, but they do in fact do that. Like this has the maximalist approach in the sense that like makes me think of the story you told before we started watching this about how the album came to be. And it's like this, like it's this chaotic, evil kind of vibe. And the Jacob Collier song, it's beautiful and lush, but it is also this like trying to stuff as many things in the jar as possible. And Domi and J.D. Beck are that, but it sounds like two like 16-year-olds who who like are just playing everything they know how to play. So all three examples are like that.
And with Jacob Collier, he made it by himself in his room so he could relax and take his time and let every single thing fall into place as it was, right? And with this, it's the exact opposite. People quitting and getting their lives ruined and just like a total shit show every single step of the way with even supernatural things. And it's so interesting how it's like those like two dynamics of like how they're both made. One, it's just one person doing whatever he wants in a relaxed way. The other one, it's something that's like totally out of his control with a whole group of people that keep quitting, right? And it's just they're both kind of the same with like people trying to fit as much as they can into that bottle, into this package.
I agree. As far as the music part goes of it, incredible players. I mean, the drummer, bass player, horn player, singer, guitar player, everybody's just killing it 120%. During this song, and I think it's really great.
Let's keep it going.
Wow. That's some powerful stuff.
And I like how the video was just like really, really fun times that they had on a tour, probably the tour making this album, just like juxtaposed together.
Kind of remind me of a bunch of bands thrown all together, even bands that are after the fact. Probably got influenced by Mars Volta, but like, King Gizzard mixed with like old Faith No More mixed with Queens of the Stone Age. It just like so you can tell who their influences are, or who they've influenced.
Their drummer, their first drummer, John Theodore, is now in Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, okay, there you go.
This was like one of Beardspace's like collective like major influences. It was always our dream to be like the touring opener for the Mars Volta.
Wow.
And this singer is one of my major like vocal influences, which is probably why I can hardly sing anymore. But this band was huge for me.
Hi, this is Mike with Galaxy Jams Reacts. We hope that you enjoyed that React video. Be sure to check out the links below of when we're going to be live streaming our next show and also how to watch full episodes. Please hit that subscribe button. Every single one helps.